Hi everybody, sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Igama lami Ntando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyazibuke ama reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sokhuluma ngawo lama shows. Siyaphinda ke futhi sikhulume ngama celebrities kanye nama YouTubers ethu ala eMzansi. You guys please support the channel by liking this video and also watching adverts on this video. I appreciate it so much when you do that. Anyway, you guys, today we're going to talk about Slee from Real Housewives of Durban. You guys, I came across this very short article based on the interview that she did with Kaya, okay? Or the article is on Kaya 959 online, okay? And she talks a little bit about her relationship, but she reveals some information that I wasn't aware of. And I think that as we move forward watching RHOD, okay, we have to be aware of this information, okay? Real Housewives of Durban, we have to know what's up, okay? So Slee opens up about being dumped by Sandile Zungu. She has already spoken about this relationship on, I think it was the first episode of Real Housewives of Durban season 3, you guys. All in all, you guys, she sounded like she was a victim in the whole thing. She was dumped by her partner, whom at the time when she was telling the story, I thought she meant they were married, who went and married someone else. And I was made aware that no, they were in a relationship, they lived together, but they were not married. But this is what she says in this article, okay? It is by Natasha Archery, the article, okay? It says Real Housewives of Durban star Sandile when Ndlovu has opened up about being dumped by Sandile Zungu. According to Slee, the Amazulu boss promised her marriage in 2019, but dumped her and then married another woman 4 months later. So I'm guessing if she says that he promised her marriage, they got engaged in 2019 and 4 months later he married someone else. Listen guys, indoda izoku embarrassa, okay? Then daughter will embarrass you. You know, how are you proposing to someone else and then 4 months later you are marrying someone else, okay? Unless it's Mselegu, because Mselegu bebashata kanjalo amakhosikazi akhe. Speaking to the Daily Sun, Lee shared that she was hurt to find out in the newspapers that Sandile had moved on and married after after what she calls a minor argument, okay? Imagine having an argument with your partner, okay, and then the next thing they go and marry someone else, okay? I just feel like there are chances that Usli didn't know that this person was in a relationship with someone else while he was in a relationship with her, because it's unlikely that he just met someone and then within 4 months they were getting married. Maybe the relationship ran longer than she thought, okay? Slee and Sandile started dating in 2016, the same way that the wife Uzondwa Zungu passed. This is a man that moves on fast. It's a man that moves on fast, because how are you marrying someone else the same year that your wife passed? Okay, so basically Slee was a shoulder to cry on and a man decided to marry her, you know. And it could be that she was just kind to him during the time when his wife had passed, and this man thought that he had found the love of his life, and then a few months later he found another life of his life. He's very good at finding his life, the life of his life, you know. So he says, looking back, she says that she realizes she was not an ideal woman for him, because he was clearly still mourning his late wife. I wonder, you guys, if they were not in a relationship at all before the wife passed, okay? There's really like the timelines, if the timelines are clear in saying that Slee and this man got into a relationship, you know, like clear after the wife had passed. We started dating in 2016, and in the end I came out with nothing except my handbag, okay? In 2019 he promised he was going to marry me and we got engaged. At the time I was studying in the US. When I came back to SA, I went to live with him. I attended every parents meeting for his kids. I'll take care of them in his absence. When his wife died, I became a shoulder to cry on. I followed his instructions without questioning him. We did vacations together. He promised to pay lobola for me after a big project I was working on was completed. Instead, he dumped me and married another woman. You guys, listen. Okay, I'm sad for her that the relationship didn't work out the way that she was hoping that it was going to work out. But when I read this, it does sound a little bit more like a transaction than a relationship. This guy lost his wife, and Slee was a shoulder to cry on. She came in, started taking care of his kids and all of that, and it sounds like in return he promised to marry her. She's not talking about when they fell in love with each other, what she loved about him and all of that. It's just like it was a transaction. I was a shoulder to cry on. I took care of him, I took care of his kids. In return, he was going to marry me, and maybe in that process he was falling in love with someone else. And maybe the unfortunate thing that happened in this relationship is that maybe he did not communicate that with Slee to say, listen, I know you've been very good to me and my kids, but I'm not in love with you like that. I've found somebody, because maybe the relationship could have ended better than it did. However, you guys, of course, this man has not come out to tell his side of the story, because he might actually have something totally different from what Slee is telling when it comes to this relationship. Okay, so it also says that Slee says the reason for the breakup was over a minor argument which he thought they would work out. We had a minor argument, and he said he doesn't trust me anymore. He stormed out of our home, but I didn't take it seriously. I actually laughed because the fight wasn't even serious. I waited for him to come back, and he didn't. I saw their pictures in the newspaper. I was shocked and hurt by the whole thing. I still don't know why he dumped me. Maybe I triggered something in him, but whatever it is, did not give him the right to treat me that way. Obviously, you guys, I don't feel like it was fair for him to do that. He should have communicated, provided that this is the truth, you guys, because with Slee, we are still learning her. I'm still trying to figure out if she is a truthful person. Of course, I have worries here and there. That Kelvin thing still worries me, because even though I feel like she might have spoken to Kelvin innocently, telling him about being singing and wanting to go and get a tattoo, but I feel like the fact that she is denying that conversation took place worried me a little bit. So I'm still learning Slee to see what kind of a person she is. Is she a truthful person? So part of it is hard for me to judge here if the story that she's telling here is really true. And also, I really would love to hear Sandile's response to it, to say what is his side of the story when it comes to this relationship. But he might not be interested, because obviously he has moved on with someone else. Because it does say here, Sandile Zungu reportedly told the publication he would respond after he sees the episode of Real Housewives of Durban. Okay, so he hasn't responded yet. So as soon as he responds, then we will know what his side is, because they always say there is her side and his side and the truth in between, so we can decide for ourselves who is telling the truth. Guys, what do you think about this story? It is interesting for me that she got into this relationship a few months after the wife passed, and then a few months later the man was marrying someone else. Okay, anyway, you guys, thank you so much for liking and for watching this video, and also for liking this video, because I know you did like the video, and thank you for watching the adverts. Okay, and also share this video with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ntando kakhulu.